This video is made possible by the following sponsors. Make sure to check out their products as well as the rest of my gear in the description below.
Hey guys, I've seen slightly too much wrist action, boy here, and welcome to Ride Free for another video. Now, it won't take someone with 200 IQ to realise that Ride Free is the latest in the Ride series, the third one, in fact, by the guys over at Milestone. As somewhat of a motorcycle racing player, but in general my bike knowledge is actually pretty poor, I find the Ride series to be quite accessible, quite fun for someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. And as someone who doesn't know what they're doing, I've thrown myself right in at the deep end, as you've probably guessed by the title of this video. Today we're going to see how fast this Kawasaki Ninja ZX-10R, one of the R1 categories of racing bikes, the fastest in the game, will be able to lap the fabled Nordschleife circuit. Now, I'm not using the same version of the Nordschleife that I usually use because we're in a different game. And admittedly, the version of the Nordschleife in Ride Free isn't really as accurate as previous versions I've used for these videos. In terms of difficulties and assists, which is absolutely hilarious to say when you have a list, I've just gone for the Pro simulation level, which has taken off things like the joint brakes, ABS, yada yada yada. I do have, as you can see, some tuck in there and a little bit of anti-wheelie. But otherwise this is going to be fairly tricky, so just getting around in one piece is going to be a bit of an achievement. But anyway, let's go see if I can survive a lap of the Nordschleife on this racing Kawasaki Ninja. So here we are then, thrust into the fray for my lap of the Nordschleife on the Kawasaki Ninja. This lap will be warts and all, so that basically means I'm expecting to come off at some point in this lap because I'm not very good at this game. I'll try my best not to, of course, but getting through this lap with no crashes would be a massive achievement for me, but we'll see. Anyway, down to T1. Easy on throttle, use the power to stand the bike up, then we go downhill, coming towards Hatzenbach, try and get nice and neat to that curb, then roll back onto the power. Now try and slow the bike down the straight line before turning in. Of course, you'll notice through here the bike a lot slower than a car through this section because we only have two very small contact patches on two tyres through here, whereas a car, of course, has four. And we have to commit to a corner very early, as I get that all sorts of wrong. Which means there's a lot more at stake when you turn in on a bike. If you commit too early, get it wrong, you have to carry that mistake and pretty much see the mistake coming all the way through the corner. Coming up past the flue plats, turning nice and early, try and use the power to move the bike to the outside of the track and take somewhat of a racing line. Now we get up to silly speeds through here, considering we're on two wheels. Lap invalidated. I knew that was going to happen at some point, so I'm not too bothered about it. Now over the crest, try not to run onto the grass on the outside. They just about managed not to. Again, brake nice and early, letting the gears slow the bike down somewhat. And now back on the power, back downhill. The sense of speed down here is absolutely ludicrous, with the trees either side, and in this camera too, with the quite large FOV, makes things seem absolutely insane. Now uphill, trying not to be carried too much speed through here. I could carry more, but again, the goal is to really try and survive the lap. Now for this very clumsy section. I feel like we're going to get the power very quickly, but you just can't. There you go, now we apply the power. The acceleration on this thing is absolutely ludicrous. 200 horsepower on something that weighs likely less than 200 kilograms is just not fathomable for me. I can't imagine what that would feel like in real life. I'd probably be crying and shitting myself at the same time in unison. It wouldn't be very pretty. And the bike behind might end up slipping on something rather unsavoury. Anyway, you can take a lot of speed through here if you get the line right. I don't get the line right, so I have to back off the throttle and it looks terrible. Now for miss, hit, miss. Rather just survive, survive, survive for me. Now coming up to the slowest point of the circuit, so we'll back down to first gear. Try and get some sort of rhythm through here. Again, I can probably take more speed into these corners, but surviving, as I've mentioned many times already, is just my goal. Anti-wheelie kicking in a bit there. Still getting a bit of wheelie. Now we go downhill. We have to brake very early for this. The line was terrible, as you saw, but we got through in one piece. The line was terrible. It's probably going to be my most uttered phrase for this lap, if I'm honest. So how does the game feel? Really, compared to TT, this feels a lot better. Although I'd say it's a bit more forgiving, especially for someone who's a beginner like me. But I am still running some of the assists on the bike, which kind of help out in this scenario. But it is still, fairly forgiving as if you're a hardcore motorcycle fan or just a motorcycle rider in real life. You would have noticed by now there have been a couple of times that I should have come off probably, but I haven't. As we now make the climb uphill, it's a lot steeper than you think it is. Still 280 k's up here, and I'm going to try and get through here in one piece. Turn the bike in nice and early. I got on the power, just grazing the barrier there. Very, very lucky not to come off, but otherwise, that would have been game over in real life. Luckily not for me. Okay, now first gear down here. And of course, one of the things I'm not running with is the driving line. And you might think, well, Jimmy, you don't need that. You've been round here enough times. But on a bike, the braking points, the turning points, the acceleration points, they're all completely different now they are on a car, as I absolutely butcher the carousel. Thick Brit doesn't get one corner right at the Nordschleife. Oh, double shifted there. Down and early, try and lean the bike over. Oh, running onto the Astro there. Bit slippy, that stuff. The transitions are so tricky to time when you just don't really know what you're doing. You kind of get a feel for it at some point during that, but it's just very difficult to get a feel for, especially on a gamepad. Of course, a lot of the riding in real life, as I was told in my TT video, is just done on balance, you leaning either way. Easy over the crest here, very easy to come off if you take too much speed into there. You kind of bottom out almost and hit the road. Being very, very cautious through here. Not really hitting any apex. Sorry for those cringing right now and thinking, oh Christ, this guy is terrible. I know I am, but again, the goal was to survive. YouTube corner, survive, that's good. Getting through this very difficult last section. It's so difficult through here to pick a line because a lot of the corners are blind, especially from this perspective as well, as I dare to roll on the throttle a bit through there before very quickly changing my mind and getting onto the brakes. I have to turn in very early for this section. I have done practice round here, believe it or not, and this is about the best it's been. Wow, over the crest, I nearly came flying off the bike there. Jimmy, get off the grass, get off the curbs. On power. 5.5 minutes on the clock so far. The time invalidated, so it won't be on the leaderboard, but it will give us a good idea of where we would be if I could get round here in one piece. I'm pretty sure the second carousel is easy enough. No, it's not. Go wide anyway. Damn it, all my X's have been terrible, but we're still going. We're still getting around. Now for the last part of the track. Don't run wide here, for crying out loud, Jimmy. And onto the straight. A little bit of respite now. And we can really open her up. This is where this thing shows its true pace. And I'm actually sweating right now from concentration. That sounds disgusting, doesn't it? Because it is. Up into fifth gear, which is... Oh, there is a sixth gear. We just don't use it, it seems. 320 k's is 200 mile per hour. We're probably going to hit it. There it is, 200 mile per hour on the straight. Turning early at the bridge. And try and spot some sort of braking point. 330 k's, the bike gets all sorts of dead. I nearly died. I nearly got flung from the bike there. Just about managed to slow it down as I really, very cautiously approach this last part of the track now. Last corner, one more corner, we would have made it round. Come on, don't hit the wall. There you go. It's not going to set the world afire, but we do a 6 minutes and 43 seconds, I think that was, coming across the start-finish line. I'll flash the time up on screen now because it's disappeared from view, but wow, that is so tricky, especially when I am just not used to bikes. And all power to the guys who can play this game and get round here and make it look fast, because that is a talent that I just do not possess. But that was a lot of fun. It was really cool to be outside of my comfort zone and try something different. If you guys enjoyed the video, then make sure to hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe to be notified of future videos. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of content, more from the motorbike side of things. It's fun to do, it's hard to do, but again, as I said, it's just fun to be outside the comfort zone. Anyway guys, I'm going to end off the video there. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, have an awesome day. See you all next time.